So we didn't know, obviously, what was going to happen when we scheduled this event, but I cannot think of a more important time to have this conversation. And so it is my great honor to be part of this and to introduce this panel of folks who I listen to every day to show us what's really happening in America in every corner.
At Slate, and I've been at Slate for about 4 years, I've never really hidden the fact that my blackness influences my coverage and shapes how I cover American politics in sort of minor ways and major ways. And in minor ways, it could just be as much as in an edit meeting if someone is speaking about Southern voters or evangelical voters. I usually am the person who's like, white evangelical voters, white
Right.
Southerners. Like, you need to be specific about that kind of stuff because you can't draw this broad generalization. But since Trump's election and the events afterwards and the events of this past weekend, I have felt the need to and have received encouragement to really kind of nail in and drill down into the vital importance of understanding racism plays in all of this, and really not shying away from making indictments of how these things have been covered before by writers and journalists who pretended, in my view, that racism and race were incidental.
One of the things that's changed in journalism is that I think policing was a big issue. A year ago, Black Lives Matter was really making kind of some headway on national organizations, taking them seriously, putting them on TV. All of that is gone. If people get shot now, you're kind of maybe on A19, maybe you're in the F block, but that issue, Trump has dominated in a way that to me is astounding. And I don't subscribe to this idea of like, oh, he's a buffoon and he's saying this stuff off the cuff and everybody's impromptu. No, I think he's very strategic. He started his political career as the leader of the birther movement and rode in on this wave of backlash from Barack Obama. I mean, those are just facts. That just is what it is.
Right.
So I think that there's a strategic plan that Jeff Sessions is getting a lot of stuff done at the DOJ,
right.
and we're going to look up 4 years from now and be like, wait, how did we not cover that? And it's going to be because we were covering tweets. So I think that's like happening, and this like needs to be said.
You know, the black press, as I said, has historically, we've been around, I hate to call us like the roach, but we're not going anywhere. The only concern that I have about our existence is that now with all these alternative media resources, we have to become more engaged in social media, in online publications, in all the new technology, so that our story is not written off. That's my other fear. If we because of all the options that we have right now, and I always say this, 100 years from today, if people want to know the story of Black America, they've always had to go to the black press. Right. We would have not known about Hidden Figures if it had not been for the Norfolk Journal and Guide, because the white press didn't want to write about those women, but the Norfolk Journal and Guide did. And there's so many stories that we tell about our community, regardless of who's in the White House or who's in Congress or who's anywhere. We have to continue those stories because we document the day-to-day life of African Americans. And 100 years from now, when folks want to know what we were doing, of course they'll be able to read, stories from other publications, but they're going to have a holistic look when they are able to come to our publications.